Okay, video post. Again, like I've been saying since 2015 when I found out just how bad I was getting lied about since 2009. And I did turn to my family and said, I'm being lied about. Can you help me correct these lies? Instead, my scamming mother wanted to try and benefit and gain for herself out of it, and that's the truth. Because I did say, um, like, Giovanni's my ex partner, not my carer. I never needed a carer. What's this bullshit? So, and I hope these organisations are embarrassed about themselves. I'm embarrassed for them. I hope this sits in front of a magistrate and these organisations get defunded. Well, let's just hope they never receive any funding from any group, organisation, or government money ever again. I mean, it really highlights just how many scamming social workers there are. So, and this has pissed me off now for 8 years because I've said the same thing. You people were given wrong information. Stop harassing me. You organisations were given false information about me. I told you that I was getting lied to. That's it. So fuck off. You didn't. You harassed my life for 8 years in 2 countries. So, again, as per normal, me that did all the cooking, me that did all the cleaning, and me that was still working and studying, shopping, so forth. I do it better because Giovanni just wastes money, where I look at items that are on sale and go, okay, how can I make this into a week's worth of different meals? And I've always done that. The acting scene. Sorry, the acting scene in Coles. Yeah, that was fake. I was being a smartass because these organisations had wrong information, so that wasn't real. IGA was hilarious. I was trying to get Mark Hanna back, so I was acting like I was off my face on drugs, or trying to, and then someone thought I was mentally disabled. No, that wasn't real either. That was a prank. That was a prank. So was Audi. Audi actually I wrote a little script for and pre-rehearsed just to get back at these organisations. That's what it was. And I kept saying this from 2016 to 2018. Now, I was lied about in 2015. I said that information's not true. Correct it. They chose not to correct it as per me. It was their choice to not correct the wrong information they had. Here I am standing up continuously for years saying, but that information is not true. You're just acting upon information that's completely false and actually part of fraud because the person who you've gathered it from committed fraud and have used that information to try and get away from fraud. So I barely saw Giovanni when we were together. Like I said, he moved into my place and so look, as you can see, I've been scrubbing the place because I was so sick of spider webs that were everywhere. And it did all the skirting boards, wiped over. My back's killing me. Just sick, like I like the place to be clean. Giovanni's very untidy. Went right through all the floors and did everywhere. The last week, that's what I've been doing. Plus a bit of social time out with my dog as well and at the beach. Even scrubbed in here completely. Did everywhere, cleaned everywhere that I could get to. Because the spiders were really coming in here from the trees outside. And then you get the bugs that were coming in as well. And I was like, no, spring clean. So I did the entire place for last week. Plus cooked different meals, had everything prepared for this week. So I'm going to have injections in my back this week. So it's me that does everything. It's me that prepares my lifestyle, my calendar. It's me that prepares all the meals. I mean, I looked at my calendar this week and thought, shit, my back's killing me and I have to have injections in my back this week. I'll make heaps of different meals and snacks. So if I can't move because I'm in pain because of my back, and then after the injections on Wednesday, I've already prepared. It's me that does that, not Giovanni. Giovanni's not a carer. I barely saw Giovanni. Giovanni was collecting money, lying to people, lying to organisations, lying to retail organisation, Acom, Bobby Goldsmith, Eva, from IBAC, you name it, to cover up what he did. Because he was broke-ass poor when I met him. Struggling in huge amounts of debt. And if he didn't move in with me, he was moving... Well, he always said to me, I'm only in Sydney because of you. I will be living back in Adelaide if I wasn't with you. That's what he said. Because he was barely living in Sydney for 11 years when I met him. And I'm from Sydney, so I wasn't going to move. And he would be back in Adelaide. Because he had nowhere to go when I met him. He had nowhere to go. So he will be back in Adelaide where he's actually from. This is where it all started. So, barely saw him because Giovanni was off clubbing, socialising, spending money all the time that he didn't have. And then he wasn't paying any bills because, it was my apartment. So I was paying rent, utilities, everything. And he was just living there for free. For free, since basically he came over one night in late 2009 when I wasn't really even have anything to do with him. I only met him in came over one day in late 2008. I only met him in August 2008 by 2009, he decided to move in with me, and I was like, oh, well, I'm busy working and studying. So that's the thing. I'm doing all this, but I'm working 7 days a week for Steve Hatcher Dimitri some weeks, over 12 hours a day. Then I'm also have my other side jobs. I'm meant to be recovering from health conditions and injuries, and I'm not. Then I'm studying full-time at Enmore Design Centre. Then I studied a short course at Coca Republic Design School that's affiliated with Enmore Design Centre. He never saw me. He was out all the time. He was off socialising. He was off screwing around. He was off doing whatever he was doing. And we barely saw each other until I ended up getting bad chronic fatigue around 2013 and had to rest a bit. And then his nose was out of joint because I'm home in my apartment that I'm paying for all the time, and he wanted me away so he could have drug sex parties. This is what it all boils down to. No one listened to me when I said I'm getting lied about. Not one of my family members. Nobody helped me correct it over 8 years. That's why there's not one person in my past in Australia that I actually want in my future. That's why I don't visit people. That's why I'm not socialising with these people. Because if anybody, including my family, was half decent, this would not have continued for 8 years. I can tell you now, and these organisations will be up on criminal charges. So I hope that's exactly where it's heading in May next year with these organisations. Now we have a look again. One end, I mean, Bax is made back, so I do homemade dog food for my dog. So I buy, well, normally I buy meat for it, but this time chicken was cheaper, so I make homemade dog food for him as a treat. So different sort of meals and so forth, and yeah, that's a chicken one, made own chicken broth, fruit, freezer's full, fridge is full, create all different meals. So with a busy week, I can go, okay, look, I don't feel like cooking. There's meals, preparations done, snacks are done, calendar's all done, most of my paperwork's sorted out, getting prepared. Yeah, it's a little bit untidy, but you know, I've been working on emails and so forth. The place was, I should have actually done before shots. Didn't think about that, so no one knows what it looks like. Hung the picture. Like I said, all the skirting boards, like I was sick and tired of all the webs and that were sort of building up and so forth, and the bugs coming in. So I went up and I wiped around everywhere. Floors are immaculate because I mop floors with boiling water. So I boil the water out of the kettle and do it properly so you can actually walk on the floors and they feel clean. I double vacuum carpet. It's how I've always done. I vacuum it first to get all the dirt up, then I spray it with carpet cleaner, then I soak it in, lift all the piles up, and then I vacuum it again. So I've always vacuumed the carpet twice, not once. So it always feels beautiful and clean. That's how I've lived by myself since I was 16. Rented my first apartment when I was 17. It's how I've always done. And here, this room was getting full of bugs and spiderwebs from the trees. One end to the other, completely wiped down. Finishing off hand washing. Like I said, these lies didn't come from me. I'm not paying for it. Yep, furniture polished everywhere. I'm basically doing this for a record, but I didn't lie and I didn't deceive anybody. And in the last 8 years, I've continuously told these people, yeah, but you've got wrong information. You've harassing me over information that's not true. So stop. They didn't stop in Australia. They didn't stop in America. And for fuck's sakes, they still haven't stopped to date.